Hey everybody, Calisto here and welcome back to a new episode of modded Minecraft here on my own little Project Ozone Lite server. Right, so today we are gonna get our Autocraft sorted, and before that I once again have to apologize for doing things off cam. I did, let's see, I turned this stuff off because we have a ton of this and that, and we made some auto clay maker with some of our dust, but I turned it all off because we gotta spend some of our resources. Up here I redid the room, tore out all the storage and put them over here, and I've moved some over to our house. We don't double up, so all that we now store here are the chunks that comes out from our sieving. So everything gets sieved and put into the ender chest. There's our mob farm running. We get a lot of stuff, but some basic automations are done, so everything goes into here. So when these make gravel and sand and whatnot, this storage system pulls it out and put it here. If there are ore chunks, it gets pulled out of the chest in the back and stored here because they can't go anywhere else. And we have a chest here also, which puts yellorium into this one, which is automatically sag milled, smelted into yellorium ingots, and then transported back out and into this chest. And output goes also into the same chest as the input. And what happens here is chunks get put into the enrichment factory. They get doubled, and we have a lot of pipes in the back which have been wrenched, so they just go from this machine to the one directly below it. So it gets doubled, it gets cooked, and it puts into this chest right here. And that's the same chest we have in our mega storage over here. So everything gets sorted into this. So I made another one over here. I don't know, quite not sure what we're gonna store here yet, but we have the space. I'm guessing this is gonna be the spot for the mystical agriculture. And I did a little thing over here, basically for our loot bags. All loot bags gets into this chest, imported into here, extracted under the floor into the bag opener. Oh, here we see. Shoop. Everything that has a spot gets put back into this storage drawer, and the rest, gets dropped into this chest and put into this little closed ME system. And I put a storage bus with a super high priority on this boy. I put it to 1,000, so everything that comes into this little system automatically gets put into the matter condenser. And we are 1,345 items on our way to 200,000 to making the singularity. So this is just gonna stay here and run. For each loot bag we open, we get some junk that gets put into this, like books and stuff that we don't want or need. Expanded this a bit, and I did a are we out of redstone? Yes, I'm out of redstone. So let's just drop a ton of stacks on the floor, apparently. Let's try that again. Let's help it away. So this is also connected to our so we're gonna rebuild this one once we get a bit more structured ME system and cables going down here, because right now all items are coming out of this chest. It gets put into this chest, which sorts it and make a silicon in the top 3. And we have, you know, the logic, the calculation, and the engineering for the circuits and everything. When it's done, it gets put back into this chest and pulled into this one, which makes the actual circuits, which outputs it back up there. Whew! And I've been making a ton of logic circuits because that's we use a lot of this when making drives. I made 9 new ones, or 10. I think I did 11, but storage. Yeah, well, one is missing somehow. I don't know where it went. Anyways, automation. I have made some smart cables, which is gonna be for our future, and we have it's called assembly. Yes, I have 17. We're gonna use 16, and we have what's called a interface. Yes, we do. We're gonna need 8 of those today. So that's what we're gonna do. So in the basement, I also have this small setup which makes sand and gravel for us to have readily available in our system here for making concrete and glass and all that stuff. So let's begin with the processors. So this is gonna make for us 4. So we're gonna just put it somewhere, anywhere. So let's see, it's gonna be 2, 3, it's gonna be 4 blocks. Should we keep it? Could do put him in the floor, or we could, yeah, let's just put him up against this wall here. So we're gonna run 2 of these, like so. So that's 4. We're gonna have let's do it the other way around. Let's put these guys on top. We'll put these in the bottom. Now this has to be square, and we're gonna have a crafting monitor on each. Looking very fine. And let's just use some of the smart cable for this. This is what I usually would like to do. I would like to have the cables in the floor or in the walls so we can't see it. But hey, we can't do that all the time. So this is gonna be 4 channels. And also we're gonna want to do these guys. Let's do those. Let's put these guys all right next to it, I think. So that's gonna 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really? Let me think about this for a minute. Right, I'm not thinking clearly here, obviously. Let's see. Apparently, I'm not thinking at all. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the middle, we're gonna use these guys, the interfaces, and we're gonna have additional crafters on top. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can use 1 cable in the back here. Like that. Let's bring that up. Or not. Do I have any more of the cable anchors? I do. Let me get some of that going. So we're gonna have one there. And I can put you up here. And we'll do a fat cable coming off of here. Like that. We'll do an anchor also there, and we can put now with it. I think I'm losing my mind. We can bring that up like that. So 808, and this uses now 10. And we basically just have to connect these, and it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 channels. Perfect. System is up and running already. So now we gotta make some patterns and a few other things. So let me get some stuff ready. We'll be right back. Right. So I made some blank patterns. Basically glowstone, certus quartz, iron, and quartz glass. And then we need to go into what's called a pattern terminal. Let's sort by numbers. We're gonna put these in here, and we can change between whether it's a crafting pattern, which we use our crafting grid, or it's like a processing recipe that needs to be put into a machine or whatever. So with the blank patterns, we can do some of the easy stuff, like let's look at quartz glass, this one. This requires glass and either nether quartz dust or certus quartz dust. So if we look at quartz dust, so let's see the uses for these are, we can change it into the glass stuff, we can make tiny TNTs with it, or we can make the certus quartz seeds. The uses for this is basically the same, tiny TNT or nether quartz seed. Or it can be enriched into nether quartz, and this can be enriched into certus quartz. So they are basically the same, and we have 31,000 for one of these. So let's see, quartz glass, if I do that and remove these guys, I want to put up the recipe with like that, okay. And we need the glass because so there we have it. This creates for this, so we press that one and we have an encoded pattern. So we can come down here and put this in. Let's put him into the first one, like there, we have it. Now these guys can craft for us quartz glass. If I go in here and look up quartz glass, and let's see, craftable, so I can say make 100. So that will require 100 glass, 125 of these to craft 100 of these. Start, and you'll see it working, and this one is the processor and it has 4 left. Boom, 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 done. Very fine. So let me make up a few more patterns for some of the basic stuff, and we'll look into creating some form of automation also with sag mills and alloy smelters. So I'm testing out some crafting. I did 10 64K storage crafting components, and you see the reason why I did assemblers on top and the bottom is because then they can, the interface can access 2 of these to make basically twice as fast. And we can also upgrade these with the cards. I was thinking about, let's see, also we're gonna need to craft 10 of these. Start, and that's the reason we have multiple processors. This probably finished so fast that we didn't even manage to see it, but we can craft 4 things simultaneously. So if this spends like 30 minutes making 64K processors, we still have 3 processors available. Think of it like multiple cores in your computer being able to do multiple tasks at the same time. So we can see, oh, the letter T storage. We have 10 of these guys, and we have, well, 11 of these. So let's put one back, and we just do like this and like that, and we have 10 more. So we basically have all the storage we need. So there's that. Let's Let's see, Fluix and Smart and these. Let's put these away. So, do we have any sag mills? We do not. Let's make one. Do we have any alloy smelters? We have 3, so let's grab those. Do we have any octadic? We have plenty, so let's grab 4. And while we have it, it's called a capacitor, isn't it? Capacitor. Wrong window, let's use this one, capacitor. Let's clear that, and we see that this recipe is that. This recipe is that, so that's the basic and the double and the octadic. Perfect. And we have also the interface terminal. So we don't have to go downstairs, so this one will access everything that's connected to our network. So horizontally is one interface, and vertically is the 8 we have stacked. So these, as you can see, I put these in different interfaces so that they can do work at the same time, because you constantly need the previous to craft the next stage, and if they are in the same horizontal line, this one has to wait until this one finishes. But now this one can craft one as soon as this one finishes, and so on. And the same with the capacitors. So what do we need to automate? Probably a few things. Let me think a minute. Okay, let's try some early automation. First, we need to put out a recipe for glass. Now, I have just smelted up a ton of glass, but hey, we're always gonna need more. So that's a processing pattern, so we can say that 1 sand equals 1 glass. So there's that. And we're gonna put that in the alloy smelter interface. We're gonna go down here and do it, because we also gotta put this. I'm gonna put this to furnace only. So this alloy smelter will only do furnace recipes, like converting sand into glass, or it could put a iron dust into 1 iron ingot and that kind of stuff. So if I go here and glass craft, let's just try 100. Next, start. This should fire up and it should insert 100. And it should eject it to the backside. Aha. Like that. Insert in and out on the same side. So there's that. Now for the sag mill, one thing I know that we're gonna need is silicon. And same thing here, I've recently just made a whole bunch of this stuff manually. Now to get silicon, where is it? There you are. We can grow it, we'll do that eventually. We could put 1 sand into a crusher. I'm not so familiar with crushers input-output thing, but we could try that. But we have to make a crusher. Shouldn't be too hard actually. Let's a bucket. Let me grab some lava, let me make a crusher and see if we can't configure a crusher to do exactly what we want it to do. Right, so let's do this. I was gonna do this in a sag mill, but let's try this. 1 sand equals 1 silicon. Not 64. Equals 1. Press. So there's a pattern for that, and we gotta go back into the basement. Let's see here. So we're gonna need another interface. Let's put you there. Let's put the crusher there. Let's give it some power. And also let's give it speed. That's energy upgrades. Really not necessary because we have a lot of power. But let me just get these guys in here. Next upgrade is the speed. And finally the muffling upgrade. So this thing can be quiet. And we're also gonna need an item conduit like so, and we're probably gonna have to knock this one out and put this to extract, always active, and you should be insert. Now this is due to the way these machines work. So if we have this auto eject is on, so we're gonna have input from the back and output on the bottom. I think that's correct. So let's try and put this guy in here. And if we go here and say silicon, let's just try for 100. We are connected. 3, yes. So this should be input. Should be something like that. Give me some sand. Let me just put one in here and see what we get. Get a silicon. And he ejected it. Let me just put that in there. Do this. Silicon. Yep. It's growing, so it's doing that thing correctly. So it has to be the side config. Could this be red? Yeah. Now it's going. This one does not decrease, which means he's getting fed sand. And we are turning 1 sand equals 1 silicon. Very fine. Very fine. And here we see the number remaining, 75, 74. Which is good. One thing we can also make patterns for that I can think of real quick is for our mechanism we're gonna need osmium. It should say that 1 osmium equals 1 dust. We put that in the sag mill. And also gold is required. So 1 gold equals 1 gold dust. And we can probably find this sag mill from here. There it is. Let's put these guys in there. This is also something that is required for mechanism to do some of the alloys and stuff. So yeah, here we have it, some simple automation. And I know that I talk a lot and I start talking a whole lot of nonsense real fast. So let me check the time and we'll be right back. So I've done some editing and we are fast running out of time. So yeah, that's what we have time for today. The only thing I've added so far is a interface with our crystal growth chamber. Now the interface has 3 patterns, which says that 2 seeds, these kinds, equals 2 pure crystals, which are these guys. And they will grow in here, and when they are fully grown, we have this set to extract with a filter for fully grown crystals. And some speed upgrades just in case, and we just export it from here and right into the interface, and they will be put into our storage. I've also made a few extra recipes for some things over here. Pistons, sticky pistons, we have the various cards for which we need, like acceleration cards. I've added that for all our assemblers. So we are pretty much making stuff as fast as we can. Now we're gonna need at least 1 more array of 8, or maybe even more, for all our crafting needs. And we're gonna need more alloy smelters and sag mills. So, off camera, I'll make some more of these. Continue our row. We'll do some alloys like dark steel, electrical steel, and probably also the stuff, energetic alloy and vibrant alloy and some of those things. We'll do that. So we have that stuff ready. And yeah, I'll have to think about what we're gonna do for the next episode. Probably we'll look into mystical agriculture so we can grow our resources. So, if you enjoyed the Autocrafting episode, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye!